Hello people, I am the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be counting down 5 graphic novels that you can just pick up and read. Now this means you don't have to know anything at all about this character or their world or anything, and you can still enjoy the book and get the gist of it. Because there are a lot of books out there that are confusing, and there are a lot of books out there that aren't. Also, I did put some restrictions on myself for this. First off, being only one book per character. I'm not going to fill it up with like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man books, nothing like that. Just one book per character. Also, no indie books. I only want to do DC and Marvel indie books. I will do a list for my top 5 favorite indie books at a different date. And also, no origin books, because that'd be way too easy, being like, hey, Green Arrow year 1, Batman year 1. It would be way too easy to just name origin books and be like, you can pick those up, and you don't have to know anything. They'll tell you everything. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off at number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man Coming Home. Now, what makes this book great for someone who doesn't know much about Spider-Man is the fact that Spider-Man is pretty much the only familiar character. Everyone else is new characters that are created in here, like the villain, the guy who helps Spider-Man out. They're all new. But Spider-Man, everyone knows who Spider-Man is. You don't even have to know his origin or anything. You just go and be like, oh, he's a guy who fights crime, and now people are coming after him. And that's it. It's really good story, and it's fun, and Spider-Man gets the crap beaten out of him. Like, it's this new guy, and then there are follow-ups to this book, to where, like, each book, this new person comes out of the woodwork and tries to hunt down Spider-Man, because it's, like, these new tests, and they're trying to kill the spider. It's, like, how everything works. There's a predator, and then there's the prey, and Spider-Man's the prey in this book, and again, there are follow-ups that build on this same idea, and it's just really good, and again, there are new characters that are introduced that are really cool. Like, the villain is unstoppable and like relentless, and Spider-Man just gets the living crap beaten out of him. Like, you wonder how Spider-Man gets out of it. Then you see, and it's really good. It's a great book. Number 4 is Night of the Living Deadpool. Now, this is Deadpool doing a parody of every single zombie thing ever, pretty much. It's really good. The whole book's black and white except for Deadpool himself. He's in red. And I've talked about this book before because I love it. It's so good. And yeah, you don't need to know anything about the characters or Deadpool. All you need to know, like, you go in and it'll tell you everything you need to know. You'll be like, okay, Deadpool's a funny guy that kills people. That's literally all you need to know, and the book tells you that. So you're good, and you just see Deadpool going around and seeing all these things. If you're a fan of the Walking Dead comic or TV show, then it's that much better, or anything zombie pretty much, because it parodies everything. The only thing that you might be a little confused about is AIM, but then again, you'll still be fine. You don't really need to know who AIM is. And yeah, it's just a great, fun, hilarious book. Like, it's just so funny. It's Deadpool at his best, and it's just amazing, and I highly recommend you guys read it. Number 3 is Batman: The Court of Owls. Now, how I said The Amazing Spider-Man Coming Home, Spider-Man's like the only character that's been around for a while. The other characters are new. Same here with Batman. Batman is like the only big character in it that's been around for a while. All the other characters are new. Court of Owls are new, so you learn all about them. And I said no origin books. This you could say is an origin of the Court of Owls, but it doesn't really matter because it's not a Court of Owls book. It's a Batman book featuring the Court of Owls, so that's why I don't consider it an origin book. But yeah, it's a really awesome book. You learn about this secret society that's been in Gotham for years, and they got these super killer assassin guys that are awesome. It's just really cool, and you even learn some more about Batman. Like, again, not an origin, but you learn that, like, when Batman was a kid, he thought the Court of Owls were behind his parents' assassination, and so he went, like, crazy about it. And yeah, that was just really cool to see, and there's a lot of other stuff in here, and some awesome fights, and the artwork is just amazing. Greg Capullo always does great, and again, he does amazing here. Number 2 is Lex Luthor: Man of Steel. Now, this book is a look at Lex Luthor, the daily routine of Lex Luthor. What does a guy like Lex Luthor do on a daily basis? Well, this book lets you know, from when the cleaning guy comes in the morning to mop his floors, and the fact that that cleaning guy still calls him Mr. Luthor, even though Lex has told him to call him Lex a million times, to when he meets with Bruce Wayne about business propositions, and the fact that he loves Alfred and he wants Alfred to be his butler, and the fact that Superman looks downright creepy to Lex Luthor. Like, the artist did an amazing job in this book at showing how Superman looks to Lex Luthor. Like, he looks like a monster. Superman's constantly got these glowing red eyes, and he looks creepy. He really does look scary, and they did a great job with that. just an amazing book, and you learn more about Lex Luthor, because from a certain perspective, some people may think, well, he's just a bald billionaire guy and that's it. Well, this lets you know more about him, but it's not an origin book. You don't get to see how he rose from poverty to become the bald millionaire, the billionaire that he is today. No, it's just about his daily routine, and it's great. I loved it. It's to me the best villain book that I've ever read. It's so good. Number 1 is Old Man Logan, which is a one and done graphic novel, but they are currently doing a sequel, and issue 1 is out, which I have not had the chance to read because my copy is still in the mail. Anyways, back on topic, Old Man Logan is amazing. It's about an old Wolverine that's just settled down, got a family, and decides to deal with the way society is today. He's become a pacifist. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to live with how everything is. And what's going on now is the fact that the villains have taken over. Like, they've all split into different parts of the country, part of the U.S. So, say, Red Skull, he's got Washington, D.C. Abomination, he had California, but then Hulk killed him and took it, because Hulk's like, yeah, villains rule. I'm not going to do anything about it, so might as well take over my own piece of the U.S. So he did. He went and he took California. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's about Wolverine going and doing this little sort of shipment with Hawkeye. And again, you don't need to know who any of these guys are. It's a one and done graphic novel. You just know, okay, that's a guy with claws. Like, everyone knows who Wolverine is anyway. They at least know a little bit. So yeah, that's all you need. You don't really need to know anything, and you just go into it and you enjoy it. There are some things that'll be like, that's a little bit confusing, but you'll still be fine. And it's much more enjoyable if you do know who the characters are. But again, you can still go into it knowing absolutely nothing and come out and be like, that's a really good book. Because that's just the way it is. It's a great book, and I highly recommend it to anyone, even those who have never read a comic book in their entire life. It's a great book. But yeah, those are my 5 graphic novels that I think you guys should read if you've never read a comic book in your life that aren't origin stories, because everyone will be like, Batman Year One, go read that, which I can't argue with that. I'm just saying that's the obvious choice, so I'm not going with origins for this list. But anyways, the reason there have been no podcasts for today or last week is because my mic that I'm currently using, the cord's all messed up, so I can't record for a long time because sometimes it'll fall out. And yeah, since the podcast is one long take for like 45 minutes to an hour, the cord will sometimes fall out because my dog stepped on the cord, and that made the cord like rip straight out of my mic, and so now it's hanging loose. But I did order a new cord, so hopefully that'll get here soon, and I'll be able to get the podcast up as soon as possible. Trust me, I'm working on it. I know it's real late because it's supposed to be about The Flash, the season finale and that whole season. So sorry about that. That's taking so long. But yeah, just gotta wait for the new cord, and then that'll be up, and I'll be doing longer videos again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.